then for my master's, I actually went to Southern also.
Why'd you go to college? Like, what was your major?
Oh, well, to start, actually, I was going for, um, I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. And, but then when I was in school, they said, well, how about if you start off doing, for undergrad, do a sports therapy and sports training. And it wasn't what I was going for. I wanted more heavy in the biology. So I ended up just focusing on biology and just going from there.
What got you into marine biology?
Well, funny enough, I actually took a class when I was in high school, and it was a summer program. I got a scholarship to go to a summer program at Choate Rosemary Hall, and one of the classes they offered was marine bio, so that was my first ever class, and it was pretty awesome. Always really liked it, but just didn't know whether or not I could make a career of it. So.
Have you done any like cool internships with marine bio?
Well, my first internship was actually at Michigan Aquarium. I interned in their fish and invertebrates, and that was, you had to apply and see if you got in, and so I finally, I got in, and it was for 6 months, and had, loved it, and immediately applied for a job there. Was hired, but getting a job in fish and invertebrates was really hard. So they told me to get a job anywhere in the entire building because they tend to hire from within faster. So the only jobs that were available were at the store. So I was hired in at the store, and then the rule was you're supposed to work for 90 days in your original position before you move to a new one. And a position opened up in education, working at the different tanks before 90 days, but my boss said, just go for it. So did that. Otherwise, I have done a sea lion dolphin study in Mexico. That was for a month. And went to, I go to Bermuda every year, well, almost every year, doing the marine research there. And I've been to South Africa doing white shark. We did a trip here with the high school. So.
Does your diving and marine bio like intertwine? Like, do you just love the water that much that you go diving too?
My mother always says I'm wet. She's like, you're always in the water. It is sort of funny that it does link pretty well. But also I think that diving has a lot of science in it. I'm always talking about physics and how that works, and how to get more lift, and how to get yourself to manipulate and do the flips and the twists and things like that, and what works. But no, I think it is just sort of funny that we're always around water.
Do your kids dive too, or swim?
Both my kids swim. My daughter Sydney has started doing some diving, and but both of them, swim team, middle school swim team, high school swim team. Yeah, they're stuck with it.
What was your best coaching moment?
My best coaching moment. There's been a number of them. I've had such great divers go through with so much potential that sometimes it's, I just had my girls win their 3rd Class M. I had 3 girls in a row, took the Class M finals and win. But it's also, sometimes it's the small stuff, like it's a dive you've been working really hard to get, and all of a sudden you have that breakthrough moment and you get it. That's sometimes, the most amazing thing too. You finally have, sort of stopped thinking and just let your body do what it wanted to do.
What's your outlet in life? Like, what do you have a stress relief?
It's going to sound really funny, but I knit.
Really?
Yeah, I knit a lot. It's my chill out, and I have a tough time sitting still, which is why I'm always up and moving in front of the room and doing different things. I can't sit still. So I knit in the car, not when I'm driving, but when my husband's driving, I'll knit. Even when we go to the movie theaters, I'll bring a simple project, I'll knit, because I can't, otherwise I cannot sit still in a movie theater. Even watching TV, I'm like, wait, I need to go do I'm always up and down, and even sitting down for dinner I have a tough time, because I can't sit. That's just a hard thing for me. So yeah, my knitting is my chill out, but it's also the reward. If I finish grading the homework, then I can knit. So it sounds dorky, but I make a lot of things.
What made you want to become a
Well, I didn't start out going for teaching. Um, I ended up working at the aquarium, um, but working at the aquarium, even though it was a lot of fun, you can't just work at the aquarium and afford life. So I was doing that, and I was waitressing. So I waitressed for like 10 years, 10, 12 years. I've done a lot of waitressing and bartending. My mom always told me that I should be a teacher, and I was like, no thanks. Um, but my sister was a teacher, and I just, always sort of had the knack to explain things well. And so the more I was at the aquarium, I ended up falling into their education department and doing a lot of different stuff with that. And then I found out about a program where I could get my teaching certificate, because I already had my bachelor's. I could get my teaching certificate over the summer and start teaching. And so I subbed for a whole year, making up my extra money, and applied for the program. So I had a little bit of work experience. So I was actually subbing at Fitch High School. I did the middle schools over in Groton. And I ended up getting into the program, and before I even finished in August, there was a place here in East Lyme they were looking for, and they didn't even put down marine bio. They just said bio teacher, and it was a part-time position. And I applied for it, and they found out that I had marine bio, and they were all over me. I had my interview in the morning. In the afternoon, they said I had to go up to my class, because it was all-day classes, and they said call at 2. And so I had to excuse myself from class and say, I think I might have a job I have to call. And I called here, and they're like, we'd like to offer you the job. So within a day, all of a sudden I knew I was hired here, which was pretty awesome.
That's awesome. What's your passion?
I have a lot of them. I mean, I'm definitely, passion for the ocean, being in the water. Love to snorkel. A lot of passion for, the environment, and, trying to be a little bit more eco-friendly. Not always the best, but I try. But family plays a big role. I just was at my sister's, or up at my mom's house last night for my sister's birthday. My whole family shows up. It doesn't matter how old you are. You just show up for birthdays, and
And the last one, who is the most inspirational person in your life? Why?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I have a few. My mom is very inspirational. She's 87. She still teaches. She's actually, she teaches art, and she's always been one. She's had 6 kids, pulls everything together. I just took her to New York the day before Thanksgiving, and she wandered all over the place. And, we had a great time. The last time I was in New York going to the Christmas Spectacular was with my mom when I was 13. So it was really nice seeing that. I also have, my sisters are great. I have such strong role models. One of my sisters was the first female firefighter in Meriden, so she had to sort of break down the gender roles in order to get there. They actually had to install a female bathroom, or just a sign, so that way she can shower without all the rest of the guys. And so, I mean, it just, I think you don't have to look that far to find good role models. I mean, I look back at my bio teacher, and he's the first person I went to get my letter of recommendation to go for my bio program. You don't have to look that far to find people who are willing to help.